You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your weekly promo for August 21st through 25th for your favorite CBS soap opera. There are 3 big scenes, all containing very different storylines. I'm going to break it down for you scene by scene, and then I'm going to tell you which official spoilers for the week tied to it so you can see what day it's happening and have a little more context for what you're seeing in the promo, because sometimes they cut things in a way that's clever but not always accurate. And then we're actually going to show you the brand new weekly promo so you can see what we're talking about for yourself. All right, the very first scene is Kyle talking to Victoria. But before we dig into that, if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless updates. So it looks like they are in Victoria's CEO office over at Newman Enterprises. And remember, Kyle is a Newman employee now. He's working at Newman Media. Kyle says to Victoria, "This feels like kind of a test, and your questions aren't really about me. They're about Audra." Of course they're about Audra. She is very upset that Nate was trying to pull some stuff to save Audra, and Victoria is very suspicious right now. So heck yeah, she's looking more into this Audra-Nate connection. So the official spoiler for this for Tuesday, August 22nd says Victoria tests Nate. But in the promo, Kyle literally uses the words, "This feels like a test." So what I feel like is that this is a poorly written spoiler that came out of the network. What we've noticed here at Soap Dirt is the spoiler writing that comes out of the network is full of errors, wrong dates, vague wording, or overly extra wording that implies things that don't ever happen that way. I am certain that the writer's strike affected whatever department delivers the official weekly spoilers for TV Guide and the press. Maybe it's the main core writers that do it. I don't know, because the same core writer at Y&R crossed the picket line and he's still working. So the main writer is still working. So everything you're seeing now is business as usual, but maybe whatever writer was working in the spoiler department is out and they've got, I don't know, maybe the lunch counter lady writing it, because the spoilers are funky. They are not great. All right, but let's dig in. The next scene of this promo is Esther Valentine talking to Sharon Newman. Esther says to her, "You're going to have your plate full with the business and Crimson Lights." And Sharon says, "Which is why I asked you to come over today." So I don't have an air date or an official spoiler for this one from the weekly spoilers roster, but I do have spoilers for this from this week's Soap magazine. So Sharon offers for Esther to run Crimson Lights for her, and Chloe Mitchell is back as well, and she encourages her mother to embrace this gig. If she does, though, I kind of feel like that they are going to use this set much less, or they're going to make excuses for why Esther isn't really around. Right now, they're holding most of their scenes at the GCAC, the Jazz Lounge, rooms at the GCAC, the Ranch, and the Abbott Mansion. Those seem to be the main, with a few things happening at Jabot and the Newman offices. But we don't have a lot of scenes at Society anymore, just now and then. Remember, everything was at Society, and now it's flipped over to the GCAC. And we've also seen fewer scenes at Crimson Lights, typically heavy on Chelsea, Billy, Sharon. So since Kate Linder, who plays Esther Valentine, is on recurring status only, I think that's kind of a red flag that they might backburner the coffee shop, or they may name drop Esther and say, "Oh, she's in the back doing payroll," or "She's off today," whatnot like that. I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Esther. I just don't think they're going to spend the money on it. All the soaps are cost cutting right now. All right, the third and final scene is Heather talking to Daniel Romalotti. His ex says, "I didn't share my plans right away because I wasn't sure how you'd really feel about me sticking around town." Daniel leans forward. He lays his hand on hers and says, "I think it's fantastic." And Lily walks back into the GCAC. She had just left, and she sees this. All right. Here's the official spoiler for this situation. On Monday, August 21st, before Heather talks to Daniel, so before this scene in the promo, Lily and Daniel are together. They're kissing. Heather kind of walks up, sees it. She looks very displeased. Then she has this conversation with Daniel. Lily takes off to go to work, and Heather tells Daniel she's got 3 weeks off before she needs to be back to work at her law firm in Portugal. So she talks to him about staying. They touch hands. Lily sees it. Lily then isn't happy, kind of the same look that Heather had earlier. Daniel leaves, and Heather and Lily sit down to share a cup of coffee. And Lily is lightly prodding her, basically saying, aren't you, late for that flight to Portugal? She is definitely trying to get rid of Heather on Monday. And Lily also not so subtly reminds her about the deep history that she and Daniel share and how Lily and Daniel have reconnected. Lily is definitely trying to stake her claim. She's peeing on the ground, marking her territory. So the question is, will Heather leave when the 3 weeks is up, or stick around and fight for Daniel? All right, we've got the Hot Weekly promo to show you in 1 second. But first, if you enjoyed this breakdown, please click a like. Drop your comments when you see the promo on what you think you are interested in seeing this week and where you think these things are going. Also, if you haven't, please click subscribe. We appreciate you doing that so much. It helps us out as a channel. All right, buckle up. Here is the brand new weekly promo for Young Restless, August 21st through 25th. Here we go.
This feels like kind of a test. And your questions aren't really about me. They're about Audra.
Well, you're gonna have your plate full with business and Crimson Lights.
Which is why I asked you to come over today.
I didn't share my plans right away because I wasn't sure how you'd really feel about me sticking around town.
I think it's fantastic.